Okay, for this episode, I'm actually going to be talking about The Secret. Okay, this is actually the very first treasure hunt I ever went boots on the ground for. And a specific one I want to talk about is the treasure that everyone is believed to be in San Francisco. I do not think it is there. This video will show you why I think it is in New Jersey, specifically in Liberty Park. This is directly across from Ellis Island, where so many people came into America, and we know that The Secret is all about the history of different groups of people integrating into America. This is the image from The Secret that goes with the San Francisco Solve that I will be discussing for New Jersey. I'm only going to discuss some of my clues, not everything that I have, and I'm just going to wait and see what kind of response this video gets for what I'll do today, and then I'll see what else I want to do. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, because it's kind of my strongest clue, is this image on there on the picture, and I'm going to zoom in on the picture. This is a picture of the area where Liberty Park is, and you can see the Statue of Liberty right across from there, and then Ellis Island. It's all right there, and New York City's on the other side. You can't really see that in the picture, but it's there. A zoomed in picture. Look at that. That is Liberty Park. That pretty much matches that image exactly. This is what got me started on researching this area, and now I will share you some other images, but that is the start where I started from. Also, the image of that's up there in those matches, it's like a door. I know there's a door place for a gated door place like that in San Francisco that people think it's a good match, and I do too, but there's also good matches here because look at all those windows. They are exact match on Ellis Island. They're also a match for the old railroad building at Liberty Park. So there are windows in the same shape as that. It could be a window, it could be a door, whatever it represents. The shapes are the same in this area as well on two different buildings in this area. There's also the watch down there, which could represent the clock that's on this building. There's also another big clock out there, but I don't think that was there back in the 80s. But this building has been there a really long time, and all this would have been there when he wrote this book. So that clock could represent that. There are circles in many places in the area as well. This one is a prominent circle that's at Ellis Island, but there are also several different circles in the Liberty Park area, in that area and other areas, because like I said before, I actually went boots on the ground there, and I saw several different circular areas in that park area. While the hills, I guess some people say mountains, hills, whatever you want to call them, could represent the Liberty Hills in the park area. There are hills throughout the park area, so that might be a stretch, but that is a possibility. Also, in her hair, it is already believed and mentioned that everyone sees the number 87 or 78 in her hair. So, to get to Liberty Park, you actually have to get on Highway 78. So, that is one of the numbers that is seen in the image. There are other Roman numerals and a lot of other numbers and clues in this image that I'm not going to go over today, but possibly on another episode. Now, as far the snake, this one's kind of fun, and I'm just going to tell you what I think about the snake. I think you can spell out Jersey in it. I know it's sloppy, but I see it, okay? And when you're actually from New Jersey, you just call it Jersey. And I should know because I'm actually from New Jersey originally. And we always just say Jersey, Jersey girls, Jersey this, Jersey that. So I can see it. I know some people might not can see it, but I see Jersey, spelled out with the snake. But it also could represent the snake like wetlands in that area. Kind of looks like a snake the way it's turned and all that in that area. But I still like that it could be spelling out Jersey. Uh, this one, I'm not so sure about this, but a lot of people see Ronald Reagan here, like his profile right there. And since Ronald Reagan's from California and everything, that's another reason why they think that's a Ronald Reagan California connection. And it could be. But I also found out that Ronald Reagan kicked off his 1980 national campaign on the Liberty Park Island. And this is kind of interesting. During the 1980s, the Statue of Liberty and the surrounding islands were frequently referred to as the harbor's compass rose. There was like so many things going on in the island back then, and they were reconstructing different things, and that whole area was considered the compass rose. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and a pretty good connection. Now, as far as the poem, I'm just going to go over a few of the lines that I think could work. I'm not going to go over the entire poem today. But at Stonewall's door, the air smells sweet, and education and justice. All three of those lines could actually represent Ellis Island because it is full of education and justice. Obviously, it's a stone building, and when you're coming over here for a reason, and the air is going to smell sweet, right? So, I don't know. That's just kind of what I was thinking. But then you have Not Far Away, High Poster 3. Now, that could represent the three tall buildings in New York City. That you can actually see those buildings from that area. Well, at least from the 80s, it was three because two were the twin towers that are no longer there, and the Empire State Building. Those are the three tallest buildings in New York City, and you can see them from that park in that area. And then the only other one I'm going to talk about, because this one is kind of funny, and I really want to share this story with you because Mark Twain has an interesting history with the Statue of Liberty, which you can see from the park. Like I said, there's Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island are right there across from the Liberty Park. So there was a fundraising campaign in the 1883-1885 era that deeply amused him. To help raise money for the statue's pedestal, a committee asked prominent American authors to donate original manuscripts to the fundraising art auction. Instead of writing a glowing tribute to liberty, Twain wrote a sarcastic essay proposing that Americans shouldn't bother building a monument to a French goddess. Instead, he argued they should build a massive monument to the biblical Adam, because Adam is the relative of all humans, and a statue of Adam would be truly universal monument that wouldn't cause any international political jealousy. So he jokingly did that. Obviously, they didn't take him seriously. But that goes to show you that the Statue of Liberty would be of Twain's, something of Twain's attention, because he actually took the time to talk about how we shouldn't even have the Statue of Liberty, that we should have a statue of Adam. So I thought that was funny. So that's all I'm going to share for now. I have more ideas, but I'll save them for later. But for now, what do you think? San Francisco or New Jersey? I like both, but I'm leaning more towards New Jersey. So, let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. And I'll see if I can put some more of this in another video if you'd like to see what else I have. If not, I'll move on to something else. Thanks for watching.